Thank you, Jenny. Yeah, just before we get into the discussion tonight, I just wanted to kind of just give you a brief report on sort of our plans and our process to reopen. Certainly I can tell you this has been a tough decision, much easier to make the decision to close than it is to reopen. The whole issue of when should we reopen and how should we reopen is a very complicated one. And we know that some feel that we've taken too long to reopen, and others are going to feel we're reopening too soon. And so we're sort of wrestling with that dynamic. But we've been cautious. We've certainly wanted to be wise, and we've wanted to be able to offer a positive in-building experience before opening. And we've also been hoping that the allowable numbers that we could have would increase before opening in order to make it better. But as we sit today, the maximum number that we can have in our auditorium at one time would be 150, and we're not sure we could even get 150 in our auditorium following all the rules that we have to follow. But we have to face the reality that it could be a while yet before those numbers increase. There's no indication that they're going to be anytime soon. And so we feel as a leadership team that we should not wait any longer to provide the opportunity for in-person services for those who would like that opportunity. There are certainly those that feel ready to come back to church, that are really craving that fellowship and that in-person worship experience. And I'm certainly one of those, to be sure. So we know that we're not going to be able to reopen the church the way we did before COVID, obviously, but we feel that we can still provide a very meaningful and worthwhile experience. And so we are going to take the steps now to start to go back to those live services. And we're going to learn how to do church in our current reality. So give us some grace as we figure this all out. We're going to follow the guidelines that the government has given us to the best of our ability, and we're going to do our best to provide the safest possible environment that we can. And we know that there are going to be those of you that do not feel comfortable returning to church yet for all sorts of different reasons. And we want to tell you that we're totally okay with that, and we understand that, and we want you to come only when it's right for you to come, and we're going to still be offering all of our live streaming at the same time. So you can still take part in everything the way you have been over the last number of months. I'm not going to get into a whole lot of the specifics tonight, but I'm just going to give you some of the few details, and there will be more details coming out in the weeks to come. We're still figuring out a lot of the details. That's why. I can tell you that our first service that will be open to the public is going to be on August the 23rd. August the 23rd, so 1 month from today almost. And we're going to start with offering just one service with Sunday school for children in grades 1 to 6. The service is going to be shorter. It will be 1 hour, because the Sunday school will run for the full hour, and I won't get any volunteers in the Sunday school if we go longer than that. So it's going to be a tight service, and once we start going to 2 services, we'll need more time in between the services for cleaning, etc. So services are going to be shorter. I'm going to have to preach shorter. Pray for me. We need a miracle. The Sunday school is going to be kept separate from the general population of the church. They'll have their own drop-off door, own pickup door, so those attending Sunday school will not cross with those that are in the regular auditorium. The Sunday school is going to follow the same guidelines that the province has given for day camps, and so we'll be following those. In order to attend church, you're going to need to register, and once the registration is full, the service will be capped. However, if we're filling the registrations and the services are full, we'll start offering a second service, and who knows, maybe this will force us to launch the third service that we've been talking about for a while. We'll see how things go. I can tell you that we truthfully have no idea how many of you want to return to church. We know some are calling and asking, when are you going to open? When are you going to open? And we know that even in trying to get volunteers for Sunday school and guest services, that there have been others that have saying we don't feel comfortable. So we don't know. We know that most churches that have reopened has been a lot smaller than before COVID. So we'll see. But if we're filling up one service, we'll go to two very quickly. Of course, we're going to need the volunteers in order to go to a second service. So if you want a second service, you might have to volunteer in order to make that happen. So one of the last things I just want to say is that you will notice on August the 9th and August the 16th, if you're watching closely, that the auditorium is going to be fully set up on those Sundays, and there will be some live bodies in the service, and that is because we're going to practice for you, and we're going to prepare for you. We have new systems to work out and bugs to work out, and we need some guinea pigs to sort of try things out before we invite the general population. And so we're going to just by invite only be asking members of our staff, pastoral team, etc., a lot of those that have been in and out of the building already, those that have been volunteering presently, camera crew and those types of people and their families perhaps, if they feel comfortable, to come and give us a limited number of people to sort of work with on August the 9th and August 16th as we prepare for August the 23rd. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us at the church. But remember, we don't have all the answers yet. So be patient with us as we work through the details. We're working hard, believe me. There's a lot that goes into this. So be patient with us. And in the coming weeks, I would say probably in even 2 weeks' time, we will have a lot more information to give to you and all the specifics on how it's all going to work and the rules that are going to have to be followed. But that's it, August the 23rd, 1 month virtually from today. We look forward to having some live bodies in the seats and to seeing you once again. All right.